I think it all comes down to like serve the patient, because I know if Molly gives me a correction or I give her a correction, like we both realize that we're doing it to serve the patient.
I think that you guys working together works really, really well. Like, what is the glue that makes it work?
I think honestly it's the serve the patient thing, because you can engage serve the patient on literally any of these values. Like you were talking about your return on investment and like how teaching for you is all about like getting it back from the people that you're teaching. And if you aren't getting it back, then you're like, this is not worth my time.
Yeah.
Versus like me, I will probably talk them to death regardless of whether they care, because my theoretical is so high that I'm just like, we're learning and I love learning.
And I'm going to learn something in this process.
Right, exactly.
Like, let me go get my book. No,
Yes, exactly.
wait, come read this.
Yes, and everyone's like, why is she so in love with this stupid book? Like it's that I think is the core of like our ability to collaborate is like, yeah.
Your turn, Molly.
It would like, I mean, she's 100% correct in all of that, but it's like what Caroline said, working in a day practice or any job where you don't have someone like where you can understand what your brain thinks or what you say, and then everyone takes it offensively, it just doesn't work. You get shut down, you get shut off, you don't enjoy your time there. Being here where I'm just able to be myself and then communicate with everyone in a way that works for me, and being able to have somebody, Caroline, whoever it is, Carlo, whoever, picking up the slack to be like, this is what she's trying to say is extremely helpful.
Do you ever find, or I guess in the past, maybe here, maybe in previous jobs, where, because I think naturally people will do that when they're around you, because like if they know you, if they hear it, but it's like the other person isn't picking it up, they'll just come in and kind of help out, right? And I think we just do that a lot here. But has that ever been frustrating for you?
Where someone,
like where somebody's like done it wrong, or it's just been irritating, like just in general to be mansplained, maybe is another way of putting it, even if it's not a man, but because you're like, that's what's happening, right? It's like, oh, well, this is what she meant, right? Like, does that ever get irritating?
all the time. All the time.
So like when I come in with my more words and you're like, but that's what I just said.
Yes. It's like, whether it's at work, which I mean, here I understand, like, this is why we need to go explain things in more depth so people understand why we're doing things the way we do, the process, into the purpose, serve the patient, that I understand. If I'm outside of work, I just get this look on my face of like pure irritation. It's like, that's what I fucking said. Like,
Duly noted.
So what's the frustrating part then? Like is it the fact that it wasn't understood, or like, because to me, I think it can go a number of different ways. It's like one way that frustration can be is, why weren't you listening to me? Right?
Yes.
But the other way could be a frustration with yourself, which is what Caroline would do, is she'd be like, shit, I didn't explain that good enough. Like, now I'm frustrated with myself, not with that person. It's more I think
Right.
that maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know, call me crazy, but.
so a lot of the times, like when I'm talking, we'll use my best friend, for example, when I'm talking to her on the phone, I'll tell her something and she'll be like, what? I'm like, are you saying what because you didn't hear me? What because you didn't understand? Or what, like, are you serious?
I like that.
It's like three different whats, because I need to know which way I'm going to. If I'm
Yeah.
explaining it more, she didn't understand me, she didn't hear me, anything like that. So it depends on the situation. But it's more irritating when I'm trying to speak to someone and having them go, what? And they just weren't listening. And then Eric has to come in, or someone has to come in behind me and re-explain it. And they're like, oh, that makes sense. And it's like, I just said that. Why weren't you listening when I was talking?
Right, yeah. Well, and I think most of the time I don't even realize that I'm doing this, but I would, from like thinking back to how my brain probably worked at the time, if I hear Molly condense, because usually what happens is I tell Molly something and then she reiterates that to the MSS or whatever that's going to carry it out. And if she says something and then I add additional words to it, it's not that Molly had the intent wrong. It's usually that I'm giving a subtle change in how it's delivered, because I'm already thinking about how that MSS is going to communicate it to the caregiver. And obviously like me, like communication, harmony, all that bullshit is in my wheelhouse. Molly, it's not so much. And so it's not that I'm giving notations about context, I'm giving notations about communication.
Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch this full podcast, go ahead and click up here. If you want to watch our newest podcast, go ahead and click down here. And if you want to subscribe to see everything else that we do, go ahead and click right here. Thanks.